Hi guys, it's Red. In this lesson we are going to talk about a new type, the set type. A set is a collection of distinct elements with no specific order. Let's create the file lesson 22-set.py. Let's create our first set as equal curly brackets 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 5, 5. And let's print it. Print parenthesis type s, s, and run it. As you can see, we printed our first set, which contains all the numbers we inserted in ascending order without repetitions. This is a set. Now let's try to print an empty set. Empty equal set parenthesis new line print type parenthesis empty comma empty and run it. So this is how we can create an empty set. Now let's create another set with different types inside. S1 equal curly bracket quotation mark a quotation mark comma true comma 2 comma 3.14, and let's print it. Print parenthesis S1. Now let's try to access one element of a set. Try column new line print parenthesis s square brackets 0 new line except print parenthesis you cannot access values by index and run. As you can see, we can't, but we can check if an element is in the set. Let's try. If 1 in s column new line print parenthesis quotation mark 1 is present and run. So this is the way to check if an element is in a set. Now let's try to iterate through a set. For element in s column new line print parenthesis element. Now let's try to convert a list into a set. Let's create a list. L equal square bracket 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 3. And let's print this list as a set using the set function. Print parenthesis set parenthesis L and run it. As you can see, we obtain a set from the list. Now let's try some of the most common methods of a set. S dot add parenthesis 6 print parenthesis s and run it. Now let's try to add 6 again to see what happened. Let's copy and paste these 2 lines. As you can see, if you try to add an element that's already in a set, nothing happens. Now let's try to remove an element. S dot remove parenthesis 6. Print parenthesis S and run it. So we removed 6. Now let's try another way to remove an element, which is very useful if we don't know if the element is in the set. S dot discard parenthesis 5. New line, print parenthesis S and run it. Now let's copy a set. S2 equals S dot copy parenthesis new line print parenthesis S2 and run it. As you can see, we copied our set as we did for lists. Now let's try some set specific method. Print parenthesis S1 dot intersection parenthesis S and run. The intersection between 2 sets returns the elements that are common to both sets. In this case, the Boolean element true is converted to 1, which is why the intersection returns 1 and 2. Let's try another one. Print parenthesis S1 dot union parenthesis S and run. In this case, we obtain the union between the 2 sets. Let's try the last one. Print parenthesis S1 dot difference parenthesis S and run. Clearly, we obtain the difference in this case. Now let's recap. Lesson 22 hyphen set. We learned about the set type. We learned about the set function. And we learned many specific set methods. Add, remove, discard, copy, intersection, difference, union. For this lesson it's enough. Thanks for watching and see you in the next lesson.